person. All right, man, you know, I told y'all it's your boy Echo. I'm finna get consistent with these videos, with these prison stories and shit. If y'all fucking with it, then, you know, fuck with me. Go ahead, like and subscribe. You know, stop what you're doing now, like and subscribe. If not, whatever, I'm not really tripping, bro. Again, this is not to glorify any violence or anything, you know, prison orientated or, you know, anything like that. This is just, you know, to spread information, guidance for any youth who's maybe stumbles across this page, who thinks they want to be a thug, a gangster, living that life, or they gonna head to prison or the grave. I'm just here to give out information and let you know prison is a place you don't want to go. All right, so here's another little story. This is something that I wasn't directly involved in, but you know, anything happens, you know about it. And this happened in like the block, very close to mine. Like, you know, you be in pods, you be in a, what they call block pod, whatever you want to call it. Like, you be in your little pod block with like 48 inmates, depending on where you are. You know, different prisons have different amounts. You know, they're built different, but the majority of them on state are built the same. And I think we had 48 in each, or was it 48, 58, 40, let's just go with 50. It was like around 50 inmates in each block. It was like ABC block. So that's, you know, 50, 50, 50. And then across from that trio, you had D, E, and F block. And then that was, you know, 50, 50, 50. And it was like these big see-through glasses so you could see, you know, in and see. It was really made for the correctional officer to look in and be able to kind of see everything that's going on in the pod, the way it was built and structured, you know. But again, you can't see what's going on in the cells. All right, so this was about like an old school dude. He was like an old timer, old head nigga. He was a black dark skinned dude. He had dreads, gray ass dreads. He was like, he had done been down for like 20 years, all right? And this is the thing, bro. It's like with prison, it's so crazy because you could be that nigga for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And just like, you know, it's almost like you just like think of like the safari in Africa, the Sahara in Africa, like some jungle. Like, you could be the big dog tiger, the big dog gorilla on the block for 5, 10 years. And then guess what? When you start getting older, you know, when you start getting weaker and you start breaking down, which every human does, bro, that life that you lived, that had you that big dog that was running shit, that was shaking the building, that shit is gonna catch up to you, bro. And now it's like, you were the old head, you might, you know, you've been a big dog your whole life, but nigga, you 58 years old, you 55 years old, you 60 years old. And guess what? It's up and coming, young, dumb, full of cum, niggas, full of adrenaline, full of, I need stripes, I need respect, I gotta prove myself. That's prison is literally full of those type of people, those type of, you know, humans. It's not, you know, it's a complete, like, and it's crazy because just even the looks of people, like the people in prison look more primitive. People in prison look more, now overall, not everybody. I don't feel like I look primitive like a Neanderthal, like some, you know, like 10 generation, 1,000 years ago mixed nigga. No, I'm not saying so. You know, you do have people that look, you know, whatever, but it is people in there who look like Neanderthals for sure. On black, white, Mexican, whatever. There's people in there who just look, when you see them, you just know that they bad as fuck. Like, they look like they just been through all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Horrible life. Now, again, looks can be deceiving. So it's not just all about looks, you feel me? Just because you look scary don't really mean shit. But I'm just, you know, that's just a bit of information. Like, you can just tell the difference. When any nigga that done did time, when you free and you see the people walking around in society, it looks different, it feels different. It's so, you know, weird. It's like a whole nother dimension in there with different types of animals and beasts and savages and, you know, so, but anyways, back to this story, right? So, you know, he was a big dog. He was well respected. He was an older dude, you know what I'm saying? Done did a lot of time, 20, 25 years, whatever. He had a life sentence, never getting out. He was like, he had done been there long enough to where, you know, he had some shit going on. He had some shit coming in, you know, motherfuckers be bringing shit in through the guards. There's a lot of ways. They using drones now in certain places. I ain't gonna give all the game out, you know what I'm saying? But he had his little operation going. He was an older dude, so I'm not sure if he banged in the past. Again, this wasn't like my best friend. This wasn't even my friend. I never even had a conversation with him, but I knew of him and seen him a lot of times around, you know, the compound. But So he didn't bang. He was a civilian at this point. He might have banged or whatever in the past. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe just been a hood nigga with money and was always able to, pay some guards to bring shit in, shake the building, whatever. Again, older nigga, he got his operation, he bringing in shit. So now, boom, you bringing in shit and you ain't a part of the game? Oh, what? What? You a civilian? Oh, absolutely. Niggas is on you ASAP. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter how, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter how big, how small, it don't matter how much money what you did in the street, who you know, none of that matters. You a civilian, you by yourself, and you getting money in prison, they on your ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't gotta be violent right away, but they gonna push up. Niggas gonna push up. It's gonna, how you gonna play it. Your actions, your demeanor, what prison you at, the niggas that's approaching you, the gang that's approaching you. It's a lot of different variables that play in how that's gonna play out. What type of person you are, you gonna fold or you gonna stand your ground, so it was a Crip nigga. There was some Crip niggas that had pushed up on him, right? And it was like the day before, 2 days before, the story was like, Kaden! My son got autism. Be quiet, please, baby. All right. It was some Crip dudes that had pushed up on him a couple days before, whatever. Don't quote me on the exact amount of days, 1, 2, 5, whatever. It all happened quick within like a week. So they pushed up on him. They let him know like, yo, you getting the pack in, goddamn, cool, do you, but shit, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't bang, like, you don't, you know what I'm saying? You on your own here. We run this block. We run this pod, we run this prison, however they said it, I don't know exact words they use, but I'm just telling you how it usually goes. I done been in situations where I done pushed up on niggas solo or with my niggas, with my GD brothers and was like, yo, you shaking, you think you getting money in here and you ain't breaking nobody off, nigga? Like, what? It ain't going like that, right? Usually depending on the type of nigga, the caliber nigga that's doing this is gonna depend on your approach. Honestly, the weak get treated like the weak, the strong get, respected. But at the end of the day, the knife going anybody. If it's gotta go, if that knife gotta get pushed, that knife getting pushed. All right, so again, boom. And I be doing all these off the head, straight up. I'm not writing shit down. I'm not, I just go through my mind, go through everything that I done compartmentalize, everything that I done try to block out, and just find, a story that happened, whether I was involved or was directly involved or just, closely, affiliated, or if I just heard of it. And then I just remember every little bit that I can of that, and that's what I bring. So forgive me if, I be kind of going back on shit or, remembering shit as I'm speaking. Like, I'm bad for that. And then I got ADHD and all type of shit anyway. So just bear with me, you feel me? But, so they pushed up on bro and was like, yo, you getting money and I blocked, like, we need some of that, like, and this is the thing, like, you're not dealing with civilized humans, you're dealing with savages, you're dealing with predators, niggas that prey on the weak. So it's not like a nigga could have just pulled out and be like, yo, we need 10% and you good, you can live here, you can keep getting your money, we just need 10%, like, everybody wins, you still getting your money. And we getting a little something, even though that ain't much, but we getting something, a couple cigarettes, a couple grams of weed, whatever. It's better than nothing, right? That would be civilized, right? but that's not prison. Prison is, nigga, we want 50%. Or nigga, I done heard niggas push up and like, nigga, we want 70% of your shit, of your operation that you're running, that you have put together, that you are taking all the risks. You know what I'm saying? Niggas will push up and like, yo, I want 80% of that shit. Like, I want 70%. I want half, 50%. So anyways, the story goes, like, they was on some, on some trying to like punk the old time, old school nigga and was like, yo, we want like half of that. You know what I'm saying? Like what you gonna do? Like, you gonna live in this block, you gonna get this money. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to give us 50% or not, and it's up. We're going to send them hitters at you. So Buddy was like, nigga, what? Again, this an old school, old-timer nigga. He got a life sentence. He's never getting out. He's been down 20, 25 years. And he's like, nigga, well, then it's up. You feel me? And that, again, that happens. That happens. And, like, can you blame him? It's something, you earn your respect. There's like, when niggas like that, they done been down so long, he done witnessed so much shit. I'm sure he done been through so much shit himself, so many wars. It's like, bro, it's like, you're not gonna scare a nigga like that. You're not gonna scare a person like that. You know, even like the thought of like, you know what I'm saying? Even the shit that I done been through myself, it's like, bro, if you come and it's like my manhood and my respect and my character and my, you know, just my values and ethics and what I believe in and who I am versus, you know, or me being a bitch. Like, bro, I fuck that up. If it's like danger, threat of violence or death.
Your phone died, like, so it's low battery.
It's okay, it's still recording. So like, what if you would have just did something and messed it up?
I didn't touch it.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, I can say that. It's probably what, say 10%. That's cool, but I ain't put my story up.
Sorry.
But you know, if it's like, yo, if you trying to bitch me out and with my reputation and my respect and my honor that I have for myself, it don't matter what the consequences is. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come up and I'm out in the middle of the world in front of 1 million cameras and I'm, you know, just chilling with my girl and my son and a nigga, let's just say some niggas run up and punch my bitch in her face and punch my son in the back of the head. We in front of cameras, and I can't win, it's 10 of them. You think I'm gonna just go, oh, you got it? Oh, like, you know what I'm saying? You done left a man. You can back a man in the corner and leave him no choice, depending on what caliber person he is, depending on who he is, what he done been through, what he stand for. No, then I'm absolutely, you know, which even in that situation, I pull my gun and kill everybody. You know, I probably could make a good, you know, fight for self-defense in that case if we just minding our business as a family and a group of like 10 dudes attack us. So maybe that wasn't a good example, but just me and my girl walking in the club, a nigga just smacked the shit out of my bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you know, whatever. It's like cameras, whatever. It's like, you know, niggas not thinking about the cameras. Niggas not thinking about getting in trouble at that point. Like, nigga just smacked your bitch. You feel me? Like, what? It's instant. You feel me? Instantly something going down. So, again, back to the story. Like, bro, they pushed up on him. They try to, you know, punk him, bully him, not respect him for who he is. Try to just extort him, basically, which happens a lot. You know, and it's like he knew the game. Like, yo, you either be a bitch and get extorted or you stand up for what's right. And like, sometimes you can like, niggas will respect that and like, all right, old school, just give me 10%, we fall back. You know, we respect it. But then sometimes, again, that's why I said it's different variables. What prison you at, how violent the prison is, how good are the guards on point, like what type of niggas you dealing with, what gang it is, like what time niggas is on at that prison. Like, it's prisons where it's 3-4 stabbings a day, and then there's prisons where it's like 1 stabbing a week, you know? So it's like, it just depends. But, you know, he told them, like, so they like, yeah, this was gonna happen 50%, and he was like, fuck no. They're like, well, if it's fuck no, then it's up. Like, it's on site. They coming for you. And he was like, all right, well, bet. Like, I'll be here. So he thinking like, all right, bet. Like, he know how it go, right? So they leave. Boom, nothing don't happen then. Because, again, this is really like the trenches. This is really the jungle. This is really like, you know, this is really a dangerous place. Niggas is not just, oh, what? It's up. Police run in. Nah, so niggas just was like, okay, bet. And fell back. And like I said, it wasn't immediate. It wasn't the very next day. It was like 2, 3, 4. I don't remember exact. But it was a couple days later. And this happened. But again, like certain prisoners have certain pool with certain guards, okay? And that might have been the only reason why it didn't happen that night or the very next day. Maybe they needed the shift of this other guard that this other guard was on to come. And, you know, they be having shifts like 2-3 days on, or, you know, whatever. Or like, you know, so different inmates, you know, have pool with different guards. It's guards who I absolutely know for a fact. And it was a female guard, this black guard, that got fired because it was behind it, that's crazy. Behind this exact situation, bitches got fired and the female guards got fired and everything. And I'm going to tell you why. Again, inmates be having pool with certain COs so you can get shit done. That's how you get a lot of the paperwork on the snitches, on the pedophiles, on the shit like that. They're not supposed to give you that paperwork. They're not supposed. It's absolutely. I done went up to guards that I fucked with and was like, yo, the nigga that just came in, they say he a pedophile. Like, can we get his charges? He come. Next thing you know, they doing count. He slide like an envelope under my thing, like, Mr. Echoes, you got a sick call in the morning, and slide a little envelope, make it look good for the cameras, for the other inmates. And I'll open it up, and it'll be like the medical paperwork slip, and inside it'll be a printout of this nigga's face and all his charges, what he's ever been locked up for and what he's locked up for right now, convicted of. Facts. So you have shit like that going on, which is why, again, it's such a dangerous place. Niggas think they could just, rape a child and just be low-key or, like, snitch on 10 niggas and then go in there and still be straight. No, like, you might be straight for a while, but it's going to catch up to you, right? So, people have pulled with different officers. So what happened, let's just say 3 days. Again, remember, I don't remember exact amount of days. Let's just say 3 days. This is a fact, though. It was like 2, 3 in the morning. Buddy sleeping. The old school nigga who, getting the money, whatever, got somebody bringing in tobacco, weed for him, whatever. He's sleeping in his bed. It's like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Lights out. His door pops open. And, like, it's crazy. And, like, if you've never been to prison, you don't really understand how crazy that is because, like, your door just doesn't randomly pop open. They control all that. It's like, especially in maximum security or medium security when you're behind the door in a cell. It's like you're around inmates and prisoners that's violent to where it's like you can't just be out all the time. Like in some prisons, they just have these big, it's almost like a gymnasium, and it might be 100, 150 beds lined up. You can see it on different TV shows, and niggas would be living in bunk beds, and it'd be so many prisoners around, and those be like the minimum camps, and those be the camps where them niggas might be looking dangerous, but they must be doing something good. They must be following the rules somehow because that's the only way you can get at a camp like that. I've never been at a camp like that. And that's nothing to brag about. It's just, that's the facts, right? So, your doors just don't pop open, bro. Like, your doors pop open and like even in the morning, like for chow or when you lock back and then, they do their count and now it's time to come out, you have to hit your button. And then it's like it lights up in their little office and then they know like, room 42 wants to come out and they'll pop your door. And they do that for security and safety reasons. Because it's like, you might have something going on that you didn't get a chance to tell the guards or don't want to tell the guards. So they ain't just going to pop everybody's door and then have you come out and just feed you to the wolves, even though they basically do. Certain ones do. And they do it all the time and get away with it. But like I said, this one was so bad that motherfuckers got fired and everything, all lieutenants, sergeants, all the way down to, that bitch who was kind of new, only worked there for a couple months, who was the bitch in the booth that day that popped the door for some nigga that she was fucking with, right? So anyways, it's 3, 4 in the morning, buddy sleep, knocked out, good Z's, right? 4 in the morning, boom, his door pops open. How, gang? And then not only how, but boom, his door pops open, and it's already like 4 or 5 inmates running it, pushing the door because it pops. And then it's like, it pops open. The button makes it pop open, like unlock. But then you still have to kind of slide it open. So boom, it pops open and it's kind of like a loud sound. It wakes some people up, some people don't, but it pops open and there's already 4, 5 niggas at his door, like one nigga pushing the door open and 3, 4 niggas rushing into his cell while he's sleeping. And this is why a lot of niggas have PTSD from prison, or like when you wake them, like even with my girl, she'll wake me up like, baby, just some normal shit. And I'm just like, yo, and I'm just instantly like, heart rate, heart beating, I'm up, I'm thinking like, I'm feeling like I'm getting attacked, I'm feeling, it's PTSD from prison. Like that's some shit you had to be aware of, and that's some shit that happens a lot, bro. It's called getting your dope pop. Like niggas be like, man, we gonna get that nigga dope pop. Don't worry about it. Like niggas be woofing behind the cell. Niggas be locked up in the cell thinking like they safe, be talking shit. Niggas be like, all right, say no more and get a nigga dope pop. Next thing you know, you sleeping in your bed, 2 in the morning, your dope pop. You still waking up in dreamland like what? And you getting stabbed, nigga. Nigga, bing, bing, bing. And it's not one nigga, you trying to defend yourself. It's 4 niggas. You can go look at the videos of, different videos all over from different prisons where, it'd be one nigga on top stabbing a nigga in the back and the neck and the head, and this nigga's laying on his, like, almost how the cops do. And then there's 2 niggas laying on his legs, so he trying to kick, he can't move. You got 2 big-ass grown men pinning you down, and they stabbing you in the fucking leg. Blood everywhere. You got femoral artery. The biggest artery in your body is a femoral artery, which runs through your thighs, you feel me? So it's like, when you know shit like that, and you done seen different crazy-ass shit, like, them leg shots might look harmless, but nigga, the wrong leg shot, you will die. It's like a bullet. You think, oh, they shoot me in the leg, nigga, that bullet hit the wrong area, you will bleed out in like 5 seconds. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit real. But yeah, they ran up in there, boom, got his dope pop, caught him while he was sleeping, stabbed the fuck out of him, and got him up out of there. And I just remember it was crazy because like, it was so much blood that like, I remember like when we finally did come out, like, again, I said this was like 3, 4 in the morning. Maybe it was even a little bit closer to 5. Because we come out every morning at like 5:30, they pop our door for chow. I remember when we walked out, it was like they block was on lock, but the other 2 blocks was able to go get chow, but they block that it happened in was locked down. Nobody was coming out, and and then you had inmates like mopping up the floor and shit, and you could still see blood splashes and blood puddles going, you know, I guess they had already cleaned in the pot and they was working on cleaning it through the hallway, but you can look, you know, we looking as we walking the child, blood puddles, blood splashes, blood splatters everywhere, bro. And then it was crazy because they had to send him, like, I think they had a meta-flight or medevac, whatever that shit's called, where you fucked up so bad they called a helicopter, because a lot of these prisons be in the middle of nowhere. So it's like when you're fucked up for real, nigga, they don't got time to drive you. They don't got time to wait on nobody, like, nigga. So I'm not sure if the helicopter already be there at them faraway prisons and they just put you on, load you up, and take you to, like, a real surgery room and shit and work on you during the flight or whatever. Like, I never got fucked up that bad. You know what I'm saying? The worst that ever happened to me was little cuts, bruises, medical, and, you know, niggas be refusing that. Like, niggas don't even be wanting to go to medical. But sometimes they'll make you depending on the situation. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so it was blood everywhere. You could see the blood, and then, you know, this is the ending to the story. Basically, like, I'm not sure. It was like a couple of days later, we was actually in chow. It was like dinner chow, so it was like 5 o'clock, 5:30, whatever, and we're eating chow, and you seen them. I guess he had just came back, because no matter what happens, nigga, you get cut up, you get slashed up, you almost die, lungs collapse, whatever, nigga. Whenever your time is done at the hospital, and they gonna get you up out of there quick. Hospital don't just want no dangerous prisoner there. Cops don't want to just spend that extra effort and manpower, you know, the COs, the cops, whatever, on a dangerous inmate. They got to sit up there and secure you. So not only are you, like, you know, handcuffed to the bed or something, you going to have like an officer, a correctional officer in that room with you while you're there, or a police officer in that room with you while you're there. So they try to do that shit quick. But anyways, a couple days later, we just happened to be, by luck, eating child dinner, and I guess he had just came back, and like they was wheeling him in a wheelchair. It was so crazy because he was just like leaned back in his wheelchair, and you know, one of the guards was pushing him, and like you almost couldn't recognize him. His whole head was just wrapped up in, you know, bandages and shit, bro. His head was wrapped up in bandages. He was like, I want to say he had like a cast on his arm, or like some big ass bandage or something, and then, you know, so that's just what on top of the blood, walking the child and shit, looking out, seeing the blood splatters and shit, and just knowing, like, you know, like, damn, bro, that thick ass red dark blood, that arterial blood from the artery, you know, when a nigga like fucked up, bleeding to death type shit. It was that type of blood. And so yeah, he comes back, he's fucked up, bandages everywhere, and it's like and, you know, at that point, I think they was wheeling them to the hole at that point, because it's like, yo, you so fucked up, they're not gonna just put you back into the block. You know, you can't go in the block when you're in a wheelchair and you're damn near bandaged up all over, like barely could even see, like you barely could even recognize them. But, you know, niggas be knowing shit, like niggas be hearing shit, like, bro, yeah, bro on the way, bro lived, because motherfuckers thought he was gonna die. I remember saying, like, yo, that nigga like fighting for his life, like. You know, it's like word of mouth. Niggas got jacks back there. Niggas could call people. Niggas know people. Niggas know guards. So guards be knowing shit, talking to other enemies. Like, yeah, you know that dude died. So you'll know in the prison that nigga who got stabbed died before his family know. Before, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. It can't happen like that. So, you know, you knew that was the guy, even though you couldn't recognize him and shit. But it was just crazy. It's just, you know, a quick little story. I mean, a long fucking story and very detailed about, you know, even like the old, like, I guess you can't say he innocent, because he is getting money. He is still like dealing drugs of some type of nature, some type of contraband, you know, but it's like, yo, what you gonna do? It's probably like, that's his only choice. You know, he been, again, life sentence, been bitten his whole life, 20, 25 years. And it's like, it's probably the only way he could eat. He probably done lost all his family, probably whether it's died or they just fell off, you know, that happens quick. So you've been down for 20 years, you done damn near lost everybody, if not everybody. So that might just be the only way he could eat. That might be the only way he getting his little soups off canteen. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't know the nigga, but and I can't judge him. He's an older nigga. Like they ain't had. I remember it was like, damn, they did that nigga dirty, and it was like, damn, that's fucked up. But then it was also like a feeling of they ain't have to do that old nigga like that, bro. They ain't even have to do him like that. But then at the same time, it's also they pushed up and what they asked for, he didn't want to do. He didn't fold, which, okay, respect to him, he a man, but, you know, look at the outcome. And, you know, that's what prison is all about, bro. Like, it's a very dangerous area. You always got to be on your P's and Q's. It's filled with haters. And anytime you're trying to do anything, get some money, do anything, it's a target on your back, bro. It's not a place you want to go to. Again, it's not to glorify. It's just shit that I've seen, shit that I've been through, shit that I've experienced. If the youth see this, you know, this is to help them, like, not want to go. You know, like and comment and subscribe, man. If y'all got any questions, let me know. You see, I fuck with my subscribers. You know, I try to reply back to comments as quick as possible, man. Yo, fuck with me, like and subscribe. It's your boy Echo.